Click on this button, and 2 records has been inserted, and here I get the refresh history records. I can select any other semantic model and get the refresh history log. Not only that, I can even have this another button to refresh the selected semantic model. In this video, let's unlock these features for Power BI. Alright, I am inside my Power BI desktop, and for this demonstration, I have selected these 3 semantic models to log its refresh history and take actions. You can create such tables either by executing an API, or you can manually open semantic models and copy this ID as workspace ID and this dataset ID as semantic model ID. You can do it for all your models and create such table. Now, I want to log the refresh history for these models. For this, I would like to store it into a SQL database and later will control it from my Power BI report. So first of all, I will open a Fabric Capacity workspace and click on New Item. Here I will search for SQL database from the storage group. This will ask me to create a name for it, and my SQL database will be created inside my Fabric workspace. Now, I will create a blank table. For this, I already have created this code with all required fields. I can simply copy this code and run this as a new query inside my editor. A new table with this name will be created. I can verify that it doesn't contain any record as of now. Next, I will go back to my Power BI desktop. Drop down in OneLake Catalog and select SQL Database. This will give me option to select my newly created table. I will select this table and click on Direct Query Mode. Load this table inside my model. Now if I go inside my model view, I can see that this table is connected as Direct Query Mode, and I don't need to refresh it to get latest data. Let me create a relationship between these 2 tables by connecting the dataset ID columns. Next, I will create a blank table visual. I will use dataset name from this table, and then all other columns from the log table. You can format this table with required font size and colors. Alright. Now, go back to Workspace, click on New Item, and this time select this user data function. I will name it as Log History, and then click on Create. As mentioned in our previous video, this opens up a sample Python code, and we can write our own Python code for various automation, workflows, and write-back operations. This data function executes on a serverless compute inside our Fabric environment. We can execute these functions from a Power BI button click. Here, I have this Python code to get the refresh history loaded to my SQL database. I can copy this code to the editor. First of all, I need to add these missing libraries, which I can do it from this library management option. I can add all these one by one. Now, I just need to provide these parameters. In an organizational project, you should use Azure Key Vault for client secret, but for this demo, we are using it directly in the code itself. In our previous video, we explained how we can create this. You can just go to Azure Portal, and from Manage Identity page, just click on App Registration and create a new one. I already have created it, so I can use this in my current code as well. For the SQL Server, I can open my newly created database. Click on this gear icon, and from this connection setting option, I can copy the server name and the database name. I can add the server name and database name here. Scroll down into this code, and here I need to provide my table name. Refresh records will be added to this table. Finally, I can click on Publish and wait for the notification. This confirms that this data function has been published. I can refresh it so that it can be used now. With this setup, I can now go back to Power BI desktop and insert a new blank button. Place it here, keep it appropriate name, and in button action, select this data function option. Click on FX. This will show all the data functions which I have created. I will select this refresh log data function which we created, and click on OK. Now, I need to provide these parameters values. For Workspace ID, I can select my table and select this Workspace ID. Similarly for Dataset ID. Now these parameters will change based on my slicer selection. And this way, we will write back to the SQL DB using this data function. Each time we select a workspace and a semantic model from the slicer, it will write back to the database with its refresh history by executing its underlying data function. Before you execute this function, you need to make sure that your service principal is added as a workspace member for all the workspaces, which you want to manage from this report. And here we go! 2 new records inserted. And this is nothing but the refresh history for this selected semantic model. Let me select another model from my slicer and then execute this function. You can also add one parameter to define how many records for the refreshes you want to insert into database and report. In our previous video, we added a data function to refresh the selected model. I can even add that function as well to this report, so that I can not only see the refresh log, but also I can directly refresh a selected data model. If you couldn't watch it, please check it out in the playlist. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please hit the like button. Subscribe to this channel for many such interesting videos on Power BI and Microsoft Fabric.